All right, today we're going to be looking at 3.1 mean. So 8 seed packets had this many seeds. Al moved seeds from one pack to another so that each had the same number of seeds. How many seeds are in the packet? Well, if you count them all and you divide by, so add them all together and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you'll get 30. That's how you get the mean. So what is the mean on the side here? It says the value that is determined by dividing the sum, so adding all the values in the data set, by the number of values. So let's do it. Selena is a travel agent. 6 of her clients are traveling from Victoria to Winnipeg, but on different days. She booked tickets at these prices. What is the mean ticket price? So what you have to do is just add them all. So we have 691. 649, 523, 769, 556, 601, and we get 3789. Then you take 3789 and you divide it by how many there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will give us 631.50. So that's the mean price. Tech tip right over here. Use parentheses to calculate the meaning by adding and then dividing in one step. For 3, divide by 3. Yeah, use brackets. Okay, we know how to do that. Example, we have Mark. He's at a restaurant. The tips are pooled. He gets 10% of the total. The daily totals for a typical week are shown in the chart below. How much does Mark earn for the tips on the typical? So this says day, and this says daily total. Good. What is the mean daily total? So he adds all of the divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get 5830 divided by 5, or 1166. How much did he earn for each day? Well, it says right here 10% of the daily total. So 10% of that is 65.30, then 83, 80, 75.10, 95.20, and 263.30. Okay, good. Moving on. Chloe says that on a typical day, Mark earns 10% of the mean daily total for part A. Do you agree? 10% of the mean daily total is, we calculated it right here. 10% of that would be 11660. Does he get that usually? No. Usually he gets less, but Saturdays he bumps up. So that's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say no. He earns less except Saturday. Perfect. On which day was the total tips an outlier? Well, that would be, an outlier is a data value that is a great deal higher or lower than the rest. Saturdays is a lot higher, so it's an outlier. How much does Mark earn from tips on a typical day? So that means everything but Saturday. Well, let's add up the numbers without Saturday. Divide by 4. Oops. 7, 9, 8, 50. 10% of that is 79.85. So he earns 80 on oh man, dyslexia here, on a typical day. Okay. Why does it make sense to remove outliers before you calculate the mean? Because they affect the mean quite a bit. Let's look at number 2. Kathy is an electrician. She installs light switches so that they are easy to reach. The chart shows the distance between the light switches and the doorways in the home. How far apart are the typicals? Calculated the mean without the 3 short distances or the 3 long distances. What are these distances? So 3 short distances are 10.3, 12.4, and 15.6 up here. And the 3 long distances are 40.2, 41.7, 43.9. What is the trimmed mean if the 6 outliers are removed? Trimmed mean is the value set of the data after an equal number of least and greater, and this is equal number of least and greater values have been removed. So we're just going to add right here the rest of the data set and see what we get. We get 301.8. So trimmed mean is the sum of the trimmed data divided by the number of the values. So that's just 301.8 divided by, how many did we have? We had 10, right? 3. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 301 divided by 10 is, move the decimal, 30.18 centimeters. So you can see, compared to the trim data to things like the outliers, totally different, right? Okay, use a trimmed mean. About how far from a doorway is a typical light switch? A typical light switch in the home is about 30 centimeters from a doorway, which makes sense. Okay, let's do some practices then. All right, how many pages of practice do we have today? We have 2 pages. Okay. The chart shows the percent of people who drive or ride in a vehicle, take the public transit, or walk to work in cities. I'll write the side on the side here: drive, passenger vehicle, vehicle, public transit, and walk. Drive, passenger vehicle, public transit, and walk. And this just says method of transport. Method of transport. Okay, we got all the cities. What is the mean percent of people who use each method? So drive a vehicle is the top one right here. Let's add them all together and divide by how many there are. So that's 64.9 plus 67.3 plus 75 plus 69.1 plus 78.7 plus 69.8, all divided by 6, and we get about 70.8. So you do this for the next one, which is ride a passenger, then take a vehicle, then walk, and let me know what you get. Right here, and right here. Okay, what is the mean percent of public transport without the outlier? And remember to divide by 5 instead of 6 after you remove the outlier. Okay, so the outlier for B for public transport was Saskatoon at 3.7. And we can just take a look. Saskatoon, this would be the outlier. For Saskatoon. Mean without the outlier? Well, let's just add them now. 10.2 plus 16.5 plus 9.7 plus 15.6 plus 13.0 divided by 5 now, because we took out 1, equals 13. Did the mean for public transport increase or decrease when you moved? Tell me, how does this compare with this one? Is it higher or lower, and why? Number 2. Maggie kept track of the number of minutes she walked for a 10-day period, then she calculated the mean. So those are the minutes she walked. She counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What error did she make? Well, I just showed you right up here. I counted, there's actually 10 values, not 6. Maggie's error, tell me and correct it. This has to be a 10. It will change the answer. That one's pretty easy. Let's do number 3. Chart shows snowfall on Whistler Mountain. Oh great, Mr. K is going to Whistler soon. Well, not soon, in July. Okay, so the seasons over the years. We have November, December, January. What was the mean snowfall for November, December, and January of 2005, 2006? So that's that value set. We add them together. They equal 723 divided by 3 values is 241. What is it in centimeters? Okay. How many of these months had snowfall below the mean? 2 of them did. If we look, this is the mean. 2 of them are smaller. What was the mean snowfall for these months in the 2010, 2011 seasons together? So we're looking at 9, so these ones. We add them together. Actually, I'll answer this one first. 2. We add them together, and they got to be 1823, and we divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divide by 6 equals 303.8 centimeters. That's our mean for that data set up here. Good. Use a chart. On question 3, which month had the greatest mean snowfall? So months are over here. What you have to do is add this way now to the right. So this, all the way, get a total, and you're dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your value divided by 8 3 times will give you 3 different answers for each month. Tell me what it is, and then what is the trimmed mean? Trimmed mean for January without the outliers. I'll give you the outliers. Outliers are 42 and 469. And if we take a look for January, 42 and 69 for January 42, 469. Those are the big ones that don't fit in January. So that means you're dividing it now by 6. So add them up, divide by 6 to get your new trimmed mean. And then the last one, we have Leela calculate the trim mean of several distances. So distances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trimmed mean, she added just the ones, so she eliminated this one and this one. So she added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. That's her error. She got that value. What error did she make? Correct it. So fix that to what number it should be. Say it here, and what's the correct trimmed? Well, let me know. Okay, that's 3.1. Next time we're going to be doing weighted mean. Thanks for watching.